decided to go ahead and call an audible last night, and we did finish up House on Fire yesterday. Started looking at my maps, and kind of where I was dispersed camping last night, I realized that I was pretty much on a trailhead for another set of ruins. This is off of Route 261 as it cuts south off at 95 and kind of eventually leads into Moki Dugway, and you keep on going around, which we will, and eventually you'll come down through Valley of the Gods, and then if you want to continue south, you'll go through Mexican Hat, Monument Valley, what have you. So anyway, this would be south of where we were at yesterday, which was House on Fire. The day before, which was the Natural Bridges National Monument. This is south of there on a road called Cigarette something, so you can look it up. But there's dispersed camping on both sides, and then there's a ton of ruins out here also. Cigarette Springs, I believe that's what it is. Double check that. But anyway, there's a ton of ruins out here that are little known. Again, one of the reasons why they're little known is the powers that be, so to speak, the Park Service and other groups, they kind of want to keep this hush-hush to keep it in its most natural, pristine state as possible. So a lot of these things are not publicized, but they're found out by hikers and others who are out wandering around. And with the power of the internet, something that was once little known is a lot of times not the case anymore. So anyway, we're going to head to a set of ruins called the Citadel Ruins. There is a reason why it's called the Citadel. I guess this thing is pretty doggone big, and there's a kind of a thought process behind it, that where it's situated out on a peninsula overlooking the canyon, it could have been used for defensive purposes. I don't know, I wasn't there 700 to 1,000 years ago, but that's one of the thoughts, was that was the purpose of this. But it's supposedly fairly well intact, still intact, and it is bigger than most ruins that you're going to run into. It's unprotected as far as there's no Park Service that's around there. Again, it's big boy rules when you go out there. And so right now we got an early morning start because, like I said, this wasn't originally planned. I was originally just going to start heading south down towards Moki Dugway, Mule Point, loop around, do Valley of the Gods, and then end up either doing Hanaker Trail, which goes from the top of the rim down to the San Juan River. It's basically 2.5 miles straight down and 2.5 miles straight up. So it's only a 4 or 5 mile hike, but it's the elevation gain and loss is pretty substantial. We will do that. Whether or not we finish that today or jump on that one tomorrow is we'll see kind of how the day progresses. But I wanted to get an early morning start today, so I got the camp broke down, ate breakfast, and right now I'm traveling Cigarette Springs Road down from where I was at. And they're actually, where I camped last night, the trailhead led to another set of ruins, which is kind of how I found this one here. That set of ruins is one of the most photographed ruins around, and that's Fallen Roof. It's like Fallen Roof ruins, and it's very similar as far as the way it looks to House on Fire. The trail to get there is a little bit more, is a little bit longer, but since I went ahead and did Trails on Fire, House on Fire yesterday, I didn't want to get spun up. Yeah, that happens when you drive on these types of roads. I didn't want to get spun up and spend the first part of my day doing that. So I'll make note of it to possibly visit it sometime in the future. But because of the uniqueness of the Citadel Ruins, which we're heading to right now, I wanted to jump on that while I was out here and knock that out. Like I said, it's only a 2 mile hike out. You see the ruins, 2 mile hike back. I guess it is not a big deal. I mean, with the power of the internet, anything's possible, I guess. But it's the type of deal where when you get to the actual site of the ruins, the Citadel, it's one of those things where you can basically be standing on top of it and not realize that you're there. So we'll get out there, we'll get to the trailhead, we'll change clothes, get set up, and get on our way. So I will start videoing again once we are en route to the Citadel Ruins. Again, this is July 20th of 2024, just south of Bears Ears and Natural Bridges National Monument on Route 261.